Here's what you'll need to make my cake version of that delicious chocolate bar, Dubai chocolate. You're going to need some Kataifi, or however you spell it, pastry, which is basically phyllo pastry, like an angel hair. You'll need some green food colouring, some Nutella, some honey, some double cream, butter, eggs, pistachio nuts, caster sugar, cocoa flour, baking powder, and last but not least some self-raising white flour. First thing we're going to do, melt your butter in the microwave, then go in with the sugar and give them a good mix. Your butter and sugar mixed, time to go in with your 3 eggs, and you've guessed it, get those mixed in. Then it's in with your dry ingredients, so your flour, baking powder, and we're just going to sift them into your wet mixture. Same with your cocoa powder, and then keep your blender out of the way, and we're just going to mix all these together by hand. With your cake mix, trying to get out your cake bowl and just give it a rub round with some butter. Cut yourself a template of oven-proof paper, pop that in, and then it's in with your cake mixture, and this is going in the oven at 160 degrees Celsius for around an hour until a cocktail stick comes out cleanly. With your cake baking in the oven, it's time to go on with your filling. So into a mixer with your pistachio nuts that have been shelled, of course. Don't forget to take the shells off. You can do it the hard way, which is that way, but that's a lot more laborious, and it's a lot easier just to pulverise your nuts, miss this, in a mixer. When your nuts look something like that, it's time to go in with your honey. What I've done, I've mixed it with water, and then into there I'm going with some green food dye, just to make your pistachio nuts look greener than they actually are. Give them a good shake. In there you go. And then we're going to get those pulverised. Into a pan with a good knob of butter, and then it's in with your pastry. And you're just going to slightly brown off the pastry in the butter. With your pastry slightly browned, it's time to go in with your pistachio nut concoction, and then give them a good mix round. When your cake's had 45 minutes to an hour in the oven, and like I said, your cocktail stick comes out nice and dry, time to get your cake out. So either get a cake stand like I've got, or a plate, pop it on, turn it over, and then give it a tap. Hopefully it turns out like that. Sometimes the greaseproof paper stays on your cake, but in this case it stayed in the tin. Either way, good, because we want it off the cake anyway. Now you're going to let that cool down, preferably put it in the fridge for a bit so the butter hardens and it's easier to cut in half. When your cake is nicely cooled down, it's time to get a serrated or sharp knife, and then go in and cut it in half, as soon as we're in to put a filling in there. To make your topping, we're going in with the butter, some golden syrup, and then this extra delicious Bailey's thick cream, and your chocolate chunks, And then that's going in the microwave for 30 seconds, 20-30 seconds, till it all melts down, and we're going to give it a good whisk. When your topping comes out the micro, give it a good mix so all the chocolate's melted, and then you're going to put that to one side to cool down and solidify a bit. So, onto the filling. First thing we're going to do is put some Nutella on, and a quick tip, because sometimes Nutella can break up a cake as you're spreading it. So put it in the microwave and it becomes a lot more spreadable. While your Nutella spread cools down a bit, we're going to get on with whipping up your cream till it forms nice peaks. When your Nutella's cooled down and calmed down, it's time to go on with what makes a Dubai chocolate, the pistachio pastry. Next, it's on with the cream. Try and get some onto the actual cake instead of all over your counter, and spread that out so it's ready for the top. And it's back on with the top of the cake, and just waiting for the topping to go on. Then it's onto there with the delicious topping that you've made. And finally, to finish it off, some more crushed pistachio nuts.